What is biome basically? Biomes. Now what is this biome? If you remember the hierarchy of the ecological units, so ecosystems when combined together formed biome. That means biome is a much bigger ecological unit, and it is an extensive area. Biome is not a small area, it is a very extensive area spanning over thousands of kilometers, and it is characterized by homogeneous climatic conditions. So biome, if you want to write the definition of biome, then it is very simple, that it is an extensive area with similar climatic conditions. Similar climatic conditions. I am not saying that it is weather conditions, it is climatic condition. There is a difference between climate and weather. Climate is the permanent feature of earth, and which is because of various reasons. For example, the angle of inclination of sunlight, the tilt of the earth, and the sphericity, all these combined together, they result in certain kind of climate developed over earth. So climate here will be different from climate here. So biome generally refers to the climatic conditions. It is extensive area. So if you consider this whole area, it is a very extensive area of earth in which you will find similar climatic conditions. It will be a tropical kind of climate. So biomes are having similar climatic conditions. Weather may be different. Weather is different. Weather is a temporary phenomena. For example, there is, if you see, there is some kind of altitude is there. If there is a mountainous region, then on the mountains, obviously the temperature will be lower. For example, there will be monsoon winds, then the weather changes to there will be rain and there will be lot of clouds. So this is a weather. You got it? But climate is a permanent feature anyway. So biomes of the world, they are characterized by similar climatic conditions and they are extending over vast areas. This is the typical definition of a biome. And if we consider one biome, then biome is made up of various ecosystems. There are various ecosystems present in biome, present in a biome. Clear? And today we will discuss all these kind of things, and then I will show you various kind of anyway. So let us discuss this thing, that biome will consist of various ecosystems. For example, suppose this is the area, whole area, this is one biome. So in this tropical biome, there will be some area where aquatic region is there, there will be some area where terrestrial region will be there. There are rivers, there are sea, ocean, there are corals, lot of things will be there. So one biome consists of various ecosystems. Clear? And that we will see. Anyway, so now we want to discuss that how globally, if you consider from the environmental perspective, then how various definition or how various classifications are made in ecology. So here I want to show you something. Anyway, before that I show you the same thing, that climate, why there is climate, because of the angle of inclination of sunlight is different. The Arctic region and the Antarctic, they both receive very oblique angles of sunlight, and that is why they are always frigid. And the equatorial region or the tropical region, they receive direct sunlight, that is why they are warmer. Anyway, so let's move to the next level. Now how these things are divided, let me show you. So if you see from top to bottom, so from top means the 0 degree, sorry, the 90 degree latitude. So from 90 to 0 degree latitude, from here to here, we want to discuss how many types of biomes are there, and then we will see how many types of ecosystems are also present in those biomes. Okay. So let us start with the topmost area. So if you see this biome, the topmost area, it is called as tundra, tundra region. So what is the features of tundra region? In the tundra region, it will expand from 90 degree, that means around 60 to 90 degree latitude will be called as tundra region. And then below that there will be taiga region. So anyway, first let me discuss why we are going to discuss all these kind of things. Why I am going to discuss here various types of ecosystems present in biomes, because there is a technique to study the flora and fauna in a region. In UPSC, you will often see, I don't see these type of questions in state PCS exam, but in UPSC they asked these type of questions. For example, they ask about the questions related to certain species, that in which area this species is found. It can be a animal species or it can be a plant species. So in which area this is found. So here, by the study of biome and different type of ecosystems, we will be able to see that what kind of flora and fauna exists here. So our main concern is to find what kind of biodiversity is available in these biomes. Clear? So this will be our objective, and I will tell you for each biome what kind of flora and fauna exists there, so that you can solve maximum questions. Anyway, so if you see the topmost region, it is called as tundra, and it is a frigid zone, and around 60 degree to 90 degree latitude, this region is described as tundra, where you cannot find vegetation. Essentially there will be vegetation, but it is a microscopic in nature. You cannot find large trees there. Anyway, so this part is tundra. Then below this area, in the temperate region, it is taiga, tundra and taiga biome. So this whole area is tundra, that means around 60-70 degree latitude, and from 40-45 degree, or you can say around 40-45 degree above up to 60 degree, it is called as taiga biome. So this whole area is taiga. Okay, this consists of the temperate regions of earth. Clear? So let's see here how many types of these biomes are present here. Anyway, so let me first write here. Then below it, this region is still temperate up to 40 degree latitude. It is considered as temperate region. Then below this area is tropical region, and in the tropical region the latitude will be around, suppose here from 15 degree to up to 35 degree. These are called as tropical and subtropical regions. So there will be tropical biome, and similar thing is present in southernmost area, in this area. Same, that is here also tundra is there, here also taiga is there. So this consists of temperate regions, and then there is again tropical area, in which there can be rainforest, there can be other biomes. So here this is how it is classified, and then further classification. These are the most important biomes which are made in this diagram. So there are rainforests, they are considered as biome, that is tropical area, tropical rainforest. Then there is grassland, which is savanna. Eventually there will be grassland, there will be two types of grassland. I will classify here again. Let me write here for you, otherwise you will not be able to grasp it. So if we consider these biomes, here again similar to the ecosystems, we have to make a classification of biomes. So first classification is tundra in higher latitude, that is around 60 to 90 degree latitude. Then we have taiga, then we have forest, and in the forest we can find again temperate and then tropical. In tropical we have wet and dry, in this we have evergreen and we have deciduous. Then in again deciduous we have moist and dry forests, moist and dry. Then in same thing in temperate region also. Temperate also there are evergreen type of forest, there are deciduous kind of forest, and in that also they are moist and they are dry. Evergreen there can be also moist and dry, but anyway mostly it is moist. So the forests are classified like this. Then grasslands. The whole grassland, it is considered one biome. So grasslands, there can be two types of grasslands again. So for example, one is temperate, that means found in higher latitudes, and one is tropical, found in tropical areas. So trapical grasslands are called as savanna, and they are known by various names like prairies, steppes, pampas, llanos. There are different names for it. Okay. So essentially these are the basic biomes of the world. Let me check if something is left or not. So anyway, one more is there, and then there is a desert. These are the major biomes of the world. Desert, you can find cold desert and you can have warm desert both. And we want to see one by one what kind of flora and fauna exists in these biomes. Our main goal is to understand the nature of these biomes, that what kind of animals are found there, what kind of plant life is available there. Understood? So that is how we are going to study each and every biome. So if we consider tundra, so tundra is on higher latitudes. So this is tundra in winter. Now you can clearly see, if this is the condition of any area, then that area will be completely barren, that area will be completely cold desert. So tundra is also basically a cold desert, but it is completely inhabitable. There cannot be, you can simply, without specialized equipment, no one can survive in Arctic and Antarctic. So tundra is considered as the regions which are Arctic region and Antarctica. Now remember, there is a difference between Arctic and Antarctica. The Arctic is basically a sea or an ocean, whereas Antarctica is land, it is a continent. Both look same, but Antarctica, which is in South Pole, it is made of land, and then Arctic is the ocean, it is a water body. So if you try to drill, because the deepest drill is made on Arctic, that is in Kola region, and it is around 10-12 kilometer deep. So they have drilled it, but you cannot go and drill in Antarctica because there will be a land area, and drilling on a land area is extremely difficult, impossible with the current equipment whatever humanity has. Anyway, so tundra in winter, let me show you another images for it. So this is Siberia region. Again there is tundra, it is summer. So what you are going to find here, in winter it is very difficult to live here. In Siberia it will be around minus 70 degrees centigrade. Almost it is impossible to survive there, but still people live, not in the extreme colder region, but some other regions. So if you see what kind of flora you are going to find here, flora. So flora will be, at most you cannot locate any large tree in this region. You can only locate a small mosses, moss, lichen, and some variety of algae, there can be a mushroom also. So these are some microscopic life available in the form of flora. So if you are going to find out the flora, so you can find more mosses, lichens, etc., algae. And you cannot find here large or grown up tree or a vegetation in which there is a large tree or something like that. So it is completely barren area with the presence of these things as flora. So again there is, if you see Greenland, now Greenland is in news. Why in news? Because of the Donald Trump is trying to invade Greenland and annex the territory of Greenland. He wants it to be part of US. Okay, so you can see there is completely chaos in the European Union, in in US and the European regions, they will always be completely chaos. So if you see the sequence, then it is going to be the Third World War. It is, the situation is like that in Europe. It is about to be Third World War, because if Trump attacks Greenland, and then there will be conflict among the NATO nations itself. Okay. Anyway, so we are not here to discuss about the geopolitics at this time, but Greenland is in news. Anyway, why now one more thing I want to add here, why this is going, Trump is having an eye on the Greenland, because what will happen due to global warming. Now the earth is getting warm day by day. We will discuss that in climate change. So earth is getting warmer. So when the earth will get warmer, this whole region where you are watching the icebergs, these all icebergs will be gone. And the sea in that region, that is the Arctic Circle, the sea will not be having icebergs. So it can be, it will become a navigable area. And once navigation takes place here, there will be trade routes, and it will be a very, very important, crucial trade routes, because of which US wants to control it. And there are some other mineral reserves also. Anyway, so this is the reason of the conflict. Conflict has not taken place, but there is strong discontent among these nations. There are protests in Greenland and everything is happening. So if you see Greenland also, so the Greenland, you can see the vegetation here. There are no trees. You cannot locate any single large tree, but still there are houses. The population density is extremely low, and then there are mosses, lichens. You can see here, these are the vegetation in the tundra region. So whether it is Siberia, whether it is Greenland, all are in tundra, and their vegetation is basically moss, lichens, and all the algae, you can say here. Those which can survive in harsh winters also. Anyway, so now let us see what kind of fauna you will get in tundra region. Fauna. So again, in the fauna region, you will find these type of animals who have adapted to extreme cold. So they have developed certain peculiar things or peculiar features into them, because of which they can survive in colder regions, because they have lot of body fat. Again, they have very thick layer of fur in their body to stay away from, so they cannot get wet also. So all these things are associated with these animals. So there are no large animals except this bear, polar bear, which is extremely large animal. But apart from that, you will find small animals. So most of the animals are burrowing in nature, rodents. Then there are some migratory species, there are birds are there, grey falcon and all these things are there. Then there is ox, then there is tundra swan, walrus. You can find seal also in this region. Sometimes in this region, in marine life, you will see marine life is vibrant, but the terrestrial life is not so vibrant. There are few species which can survive this much of cold. So these are some tundra in that region. Okay. So now let us move to the next region, that is Taiga. Now see the difference here. Tundra, we have not witnessed any kind of large trees. But in Taiga region, what you are going to, because now this is in lower latitude, not so lower, but this is around 50 degree or 45 to 55 degree latitude. So in Taiga, you will be again witnessing all the coniferous forest. These are those forests which are adapted to colder regions. So they have needle-like leaves, and they have various features into them. They have needle-like leaves, so that if the snow is there, then the snowfall goes away. So to reduce the water loss, they again have the same thing is developed in the leaves. So this is basically coniferous forest. Coniferous forest, and this is basically boreal trees are found here. Similar kind of vegetation, this kind of trees you will find in upper Himalayan regions. The altitude will be around 4,000 meters. Above 4,000 meters, you will find this kind of vegetation. not 4,000 but around 4,000 meters you will find this kind of vegetation, because the climate is similar. For example, if you have gone through in geography the adiabatic lapse rate, so if you climb to altitude of 1 kilometer, then you will experience 6-degree decline in the temperature. So if you are going to around 3 or 4 kilometers, then already it is sub-zero temperature. Clear? So this is how, because of the adiabatic lapse rate in the terrestrial area, even in the tropical area, if you go to a higher altitude, then there will be temperature drop and similar kind of condition will form there. So in the Himalayan region, the forests are like coniferous forest which are found in Taiga. Okay, so here are, so pine, birch, oak, these are certain trees which are found in this region. Not oak wood is a temperate forest, but pine, birch, devdar, these are certain kind of trees which you are going to find out. And then there are small shrubs which are in this Taiga region, because this is a much softer region, this is a much warmer region as compared to the tundra. So there can be chance of having more number of plant species, and it is a livable area. Now see this same Taiga that was in winter, again snow covered because snow will be there, but in Taiga which is in summer, it looks like it is a very pleasant area in summer. If you visit Srinagar, I visited Srinagar in these times in December, 3rd December to I think around 26th of January I stayed in Srinagar. So that is the coldest period of Srinagar or Jammu Kashmir. So life is very tough in those times. So I could not witness this kind of greenery or the lush green trees, because most of the trees they shed their leaves. Apple trees, they will shed their leaves. So you cannot find lush green atmosphere. Everything is very dull. But once the summer comes, everything, the leaves come back on the trees and a lush green. So all the, you can see greenery is there in summer. So Taiga in summer looks like this. The same kind of species are there, but now those species which were deciduous in nature, they will regain their leaves in summer. Anyway, so in Taiga, same species, the species which are found in tundra region plus some addition of other species will be there. So for example, wolf, you can find grey wolf is there. Then you can see brown bear is also present. Brown bear is not present in tundra region. Why? Because it is not adapted to live in tundra. I don't know whether I have told you this story of evolution or not, but I don't remember that in your batches I have told this story. So what is the difference? How this original bear is the brown bear. Okay. The polar bear is the result of some genetic changes in the DNA of this brown bear. Okay. So in some another topic, when this thing will come, I will give you this example. So here there will be addition of certain species, because now the temperature is not so harsh, because temperature is not so extremely cold. Temperature is, you can survive in this temperature. So there will be new species into it. Anyway. So now you can see, you can even find tigers also in Taiga. So these are all Taiga species which are added. Lynx, salmon, the fish, the bobcat, wolverine, all these things are present in Taiga. Okay, so there are addition of some new species in Taiga region. Now coming to the Taiga trees, so here you can see the trees are divided into two groups. One is evergreen, another one is deciduous. So in the evergreen side, you can see here a spruce is there, black and white spruce, then jack pine, then fir. And then deciduous, these trees will shed their leaves during harsh winter when there will be snowfall. Now, I don't know whether you know about a snowfall or not. So a snowfall will never occur in extreme winter. You got it? Some areas already snow covered. So I witnessed that in Jammu and Kashmir, the snowfall doesn't take place in December. December is the coldest month. As the temperature starts rising by 1 or 2 degree or 3 degree, the snowfall is there. So, snowfall takes place in January, but in some areas there will be severe snowfall from the beginning of the winter, that is the Pahalgam area, all the areas which are Kargil, which are on higher altitude. So, Srinagar is basically 3000 meters from the mean surface level. Okay. Anyway, so these are some. So, now there is birch, poplar, and there is tamarack. These are the species which shed their leaves. They are deciduous in nature and they are found in Taiga atmosphere. So, they are also temperate. These forests constitute of temperate forest, because the region, Taiga region is temperate region, colder region. Okay. Now, let us discuss about deserts. So, again there is a desert biome. If you see hot desert, so what is a hot desert? Desert, the characteristics of desert is that it is having less than 25 millimeter of average annual rainfall. Average annual rainfall 25 meters. So, in India, Thar desert, similar to South America, Atacama desert, Peruvian desert, then there is a Gobi desert in you can see above China. So, Taklamakan desert. So, there are a lot of deserts, Sahara desert. Some deserts are warm desert, hot deserts. For example, like this. So, tropical deserts are always warm, and I am sure in geography you have read about that most of the deserts in the world are in tropical regions, and that too on the western side of the continents. Okay, you must have gone through this question. This is a very popular question, that all the deserts in the world, tropical deserts, most of the deserts in the world are in tropical regions. Almost all the hot deserts of the world are in tropical areas, and then they are on the western side of the continent because of the trade wind direction and the subtropical high pressure belt. Okay, STHP. Anyway, so there will be very lesser rainfall, and then because of this, again you will see very lack of vegetation, very sparsely populated. So there will be some shrub which you can locate here. There will be some shrub. Here will be small shrubs. There will be no large trees here. There can be some trees which are very what I say, the word is, they can survive in very harsh summer. Those trees you can find here. So there will be bubble tree, and that is also found in semi-desert areas. Now, what is a desert? Let me tell you first. I will tell you here itself. So a desert is like this desert. So for example, this region represents desert, where there is very less rainfall, less than 25 mm rainfall per year, average annual rainfall. After this desert, there is some area which is semi-desert. Semi-desert. So in this area, the rainfall increases to greater than 25 mm per year. That is not mm, it is 25 centimeter. So greater than 25 centimeter per year. So there will be, in semi-deserts you will find a little bit larger trees, not so large, but there will be shrubs and the density increases. Then you can, after semi-arid region, you can find semi-desert region, you can find arid regions. Arid regions. Again there will be less vegetation, but the rainfall will increase around 40 centimeter. Then after arid region, there is semi-arid region, and then there is normal area. There will be vegetation, there will be forest. You can say here there will be forest. This is the structure of a desert. So suppose this is Thar desert. So Thar desert means the western Rajasthan, which is a desert area. So after this western Rajasthan, so suppose this is Rajasthan, map of Rajasthan, then this side you will find Thar desert. Then after this side there is semi-desert, then there is semi-arid arid area, then semi-arid area, then there is a forest area. Okay, so this is how the deserts are structured. And they have an alarming rate of expansion. The desert expands very quickly. Every year the Thar desert is expanding at a rate of 500 meters. That means around 500 meters new desert is formed. Because what happens, there will be lot of sand in this region, sand, and when there will be wind, all the sand gets deposited in the semi-arid area. So once this sand is depositing here, if there is a small water body in this semi-desert, a small water body, then that small water body is covered with sand. So here what will happen? The sand will fill all the water bodies, converting them into desert. All the species of plants, small shrubs, they will be covered with the sand. And there will be no photosynthesis, they will die. So the desert keeps on expanding. So after some time it will become expanding like this. So this semi-desert will become a desert and the arid region will become a semi-desert because all the sand is again expanding. This is called as desertification. And they have a very faster rate of desertification. So Thar desert is expanding at the alarming rate of 500 meters per year. And which is very difficult to check. Okay. Anyway, so this is desert, warm desert, and all the sand which is here will eventually gets deposited in the adjoining arid region or adjoining semi-desert region. Semi-desert region, there will be more smaller shrubs, more number of shrubs. So it will be like this. There can be some smaller water bodies also. There can be presence of palm trees also, but they are not present in core desert. Clear? So here the flora is completely like tundra. Then again you can find there is cold desert. So in warm desert, the species you can find here are like camels, some reptiles can live here, then some burrowing animals like rodents, they live here. Flora, cactus and smaller shrubs, and the fauna is also like that, camels and all this. So you will find that there is again cold desert is there. How cold desert is formed? Because what happens, if there is a altitude region, cold desert can be found in Tundra and Taiga. Then again, if it is a very altitude area, then what will happen? Suppose this is Himalayas. So Himalaya will be roughly around 8.5 kilometer height. After 4000 meter, so this is suppose 4000 meter, this is called as rainfall inversion line. Rainfall inversion line, because there will be no cloud formation beyond 4000 meter. Clouds are limited to this region. All the clouds are there and they will do the precipitation. Above this you will not find clouds. So if there are no clouds, then how you will get the precipitation? So some cloud packets which are uplifted, they will create some snow, and this is very old snow. This is not a new one. From millions of years there are snow. So now what will happen? Above 4000 meters you will find cold desert, like for example in India you will find Ladakh. It is a cold desert. Again in cold desert you will find camels like this, but they are adapted in a different way. They can store water in their humps, but they have fur. Contrary to the animals in the warm desert, they have developed certain conditions due to which they can survive in this cold desert region. And here is a list, some desert animals. As I told you, there will be more burrowing animals. So there can be desert tortoise also. Okay, so I have seen this tortoise in Ahmedabad. So this tortoise doesn't need lot of water. In very small water they can survive. This is desert tortoise. There are a large number of lizards living in this area. Then you can see here, again the flora fauna is, in some cases, not in desert, but South African lion is found in semi-arid areas and arid regions, semi-desert regions, but it is not found in core desert area, because in the core desert, this is a apex predator. It feeds on large prey, but eventually that will not be found in core desert region. So it lives in arid and semi-arid areas. Anyway, Then these are the animals which live in cold desert. For example, this snow leopard. Now with this you are getting the idea that how animals are living in different. So if UPSC will not ask this easy question they used to ask earlier. Now whatever name of the species they give, it is a very typical name which is very unheard. But still snow leopard, hornbill, all these kind of species are common. Golden langur, these are common species. So if there is a question from a snow leopard, then automatically by the word snow it means that it lives in some snow region, that is the higher altitude. So a snow leopard belongs to cold desert because of its name. So and it has developed characteristics like this. For camouflage, its fur will be white with spots. So if it is in a hideout, no one can go and see the snow leopard in their natural habitat, because they will be hiding in a very perfect. They have mastered the art of camouflage. They mix with the surrounding. So there will be a snow leopard, and then you can find these type of, for example, wild king, Tibetan wild ass. So this is again an animal of cold desert, and which is designed, which is adapted to carry huge weights. So basically nature has not designed it to carry huge weights. It is used by the people to carry the weights in those regions. Anyway, now coming to grassland. So again I have said that grasslands are of two types. One is a grassland found in tropical region, that is in warmer region, that is savanna. Clear? So this savanna grassland you can find. Now see this grassland. If there is one tree, and this is basically acacia tree, babul, you can say babul tree. So the trees consist of lot of thorns because their density is very, very sparse. So one tree is here, then you can see the another tree which is a very distant area around 500 meters. Then you can find another tree which is not even captured in this image. So that tree can be very far. Okay, and then they are adapted. So they just, if you see the crown, what is crown? Crown is that area which is the branch and all the leaves area, that is called as crown of the tree. So they have a very different kind of crown. So from there they don't have anything, and suddenly they are flattened at the top. Because if there will be something, then every animal will come and destroy that. Just think of a situation, if you are a tree, then it is very difficult to grow in savanna. You got it? So it will be very, very difficult. So through pollination, if there is a seed falling here, it will be sticking to the body of some organism, some animal, and this animal will carry the seed to a distant area. And only by chance you can survive here. So they will spread their seed in a larger area like this, larger area. Clear? So this is how they are designed. Anyway, and similar kind of animals you can see. So wild beast, very popular, and in savanna you can find apex predators, elephants, rhinoceros, all these huge animals, because they eat grass. Now rhinoceros, if you have seen, I have seen rhinoceros in Assam. So a rhinoceros requires per day half tons of food for its sustenance. So these areas are ideal for them. Okay. And for apex predator also, they can see their prey from a long distance. So there will be some grass, and in the grass they will hide out, they will keep low, and they will charge when they come closer to their prey. So this area is inhabited. So wild beast is there, they live in groups, huge groups, to be more safe. But anyway, this is how the flora and fauna is there. Then if you see temperate grassland means in the colder, in the higher latitudes, again there are some grasslands, and they will look like this. So in winter there will be a snowfall, but in summer there will be lot of grass, and here you can find all the horses in this. So this is a feature of all the In Mongolia you can find these type of temperate grasslands. Then you can find in various areas, you can, in Europe there is a temperate grassland, and they are termed with different names: prairies, then steppes, then veldt. So there can be different names given to these are regional names given to grasslands. Okay, but all are temperate grasslands, and the grassland which is found in warmer region, tropical region, that is called as savanna. So here is, so why I am showing lot of pictures, because I want to get you familiar with these kind of biomes in the world, which in these biomes, these are the ecosystem. Grassland is a ecosystem which is present in, which can be present in the temperate regions, temperate biome, and which can be found in tropical areas also. Anyway, so here the animals of these savanna, you can see here large predators you can find in savanna region. Okay, and those who can run very fast, for example cheetah. Now cheetah can run at a very huge speed, very fast, that is around 160-170 kilometers per hour. That is the speed of some supercars, super bikes. Cheetah can run at that speed, but the problem here is cheetah cannot run for a longer duration at that speed, because if you are running at that speed, then your lungs will behave like volcano. You will need very huge, the heartbeat increases so fast because you need continuous pump of oxygen in your legs, in your every muscle. So in order to pump that oxygen, the heartbeat becomes very extremely fast. So if it runs for very, if it keeps on running for a longer duration, then the heart will fail, the lungs will fail. So cheetah cannot run for that speed for a longer duration, hardly 10 seconds, 12 seconds it can maintain that speed, but it has to stop. And if it fails to catches its prey, it runs, it starts running very fast, and if it fails to catch that prey, then it is a problem with the cheetah, because now the most important thing in the savanna and in the wild is the calories which you are having. So you burnt lot of calories. Now if the food is lost, then you are in a complete loss. And the most of the animals, they die of hunger, and that is why in when they get older they will die. Okay, because they can't simply hunt and get their food. So as I told you, these are the species which are very common in the grasslands, acacia. Then if you find in temperate grassland, then these are the species again, tropical temperate grasslands, a similar kind of species. Zebra is there, then horses are there, various kind of species you can find here in the temperate grasslands also. Then in the temperate areas, you can find some species like this. For example, cottonwood. Just give me 1 second. So if we see the grasslands of the world, then they are here. Like I told you, if you go here in the tropical region, if you are in the tropical region, so this will be the tropical region, and in that tropical region you can find here that savanna is there, and savanna is present in all the areas which are on this region. You can find it in Assam, Kaziranga, and some parts of UP, some parts of Jharkhand. There are brief savanna regions are present, but temperate tropical grassland is called as savanna. So here is savanna, here is again savanna, and then if you see here in the South America, the tropical grassland is called as llanos. So it has two names, llanos and savanna. In India it is called as savanna because it is a very smaller area. The major area is in Africa. Then if you go and see the temperate region, this is the temperate region, above is Tundra and Taiga, but this is whole is temperate. So the grasslands which are present here are called as prairies, steppes. Then in China they have Manchurian grasslands. So you can find the names here, these are all temperate grasslands. Then again in southern hemisphere, pampas, veldt, like I told you, downs. These are the names given to temperate grasslands of southern hemisphere in different region. In Africa it is called as veld, in South America it is called as pampas, and in Australia it is called as downs. So there are grasslands throughout the world, some are tropical, some are temperate, and regional names are there. Okay, so this is how grasslands of the world are given names. Now coming to the forest. So as I told you, there can be two types of forest. First will be temperate and there can be tropical. So let us first discuss temperate forest. So how this temperate forest looks like? The temperate forest will look like this. Okay, in summers, in winters there will be snowfall in most of the regions. So there can be boreal forest, coniferous forest, and it has all the, there can be poplar. So essentially this is a poplar tree, and they are adapted to survive in snow conditions, in colder conditions. Okay. So now here can be, so there are two types of poplar, white poplar and black poplar. So this is essentially black poplar. Anyway, so temperate forest looks like this. And where are the temperate forest present in the world? So you will find these temperate regions, these forests are present in the temperate region in the entire Himalaya. So the altitude will be higher. So on the higher side of Himalayas, these are found here. Okay, in the greater Himalaya. In the lesser Himalaya, that is, and the Himalayan foothills, you will not find these temperate forests. There are tropical forests. So in the Himalaya and in most of the European nations, you will find, because they are all in temperate region, so temperate forests are found here. Then again in southern hemisphere, temperate forests are found here. This is southern hemisphere and this is temperate region. This part is equator passing through Kenya, and then this is Tropic of Cancer here. So this is 0 degree and remaining there, this is not to scale. 0 degree, there can be 23.5 degree, there can be 35 degree, there can be, so 23.5 degree, and there can be 30 degree, it is subtropical area, and then above this there will be temperate region. So there can be in the northern side also temperate forests are there, in the southern side also temperate forests are there, temperate and deciduous forests. Okay. There can be evergreen also, but look at the area. Evergreen forests are in very few pockets, and majority of the temperate forest is deciduous. You can see here. So in those areas, it is the evergreen forest will be found in only in those areas where there is good rainfall. They are closer to oceans. If you see there, they are closer to oceans. So here, because of the moisture laden winds, there will be good amount of rainfall everywhere. So these are the areas of temperate evergreen forest in southern hemisphere also. These are the areas of temperate evergreen, and earlier we saw the temperate deciduous forest. Now these are the examples of deciduous forest. For example, cedar forest. If you see the leaves here, they are designed so that in winters they will shed their leaves to reduce the water loss, and they will start looking like this. So they look very beautiful, but again there will be without leaves. And if you visit the same place in summer, they will be full of these type of leaves. These are in summer. Very beautiful. Okay, so cedar forest, this is a temperate deciduous forest. Deciduous. And there will be the 90% forest in the evergreen region, in the temperate region, is basically deciduous. Only 10% are evergreen, because hardly there will be some area which are in the close proximity to sea where there can be moisture and there can be precipitation. Clear? Then see this region. Now if by chance in temperate regions, if there is rainfall, good amount of rainfall takes place in because of the frontal rainfall. There is no monsoon rainfall is not there. It is frontal in origin. There will be two fronts colliding. Warmer front, there is formation of warmer front, and because of that the warm air from the equatorial region gets uplifted and it creates rainfall. Sometimes it may result in frontal cyclone also. All these things you must have gone through in geography. So there will be, if there is good frontal rainfall, in that region, then there is a chance that there will be evergreen forest. Always remember the trick. Evergreen forest is equal to luxury forest. Evergreen forest is equal to luxury forest. Whether it is temperate, whether it is tropical. If that area is receiving around 250 centimeter of average annual rainfall, then there is a chance that evergreen forest can be developed. And these evergreen trees are the costliest in the world. Okay, they are found in very few pockets. So, for example, this is oak tree, which is oak and maple tree. Their wood is the costliest wood in the world. You got it? Some temperate forests are very, very costly. For example, Deodar is also very costly. But the problem here is their regeneration period is very huge. If you go in forestry, in silvicultural systems, in silviculture means plantation of trees, where trees are planted, when they attain maturity, they are cut down and sold in the market. This is how silviculture works. But the problem here is the regeneration period. The regeneration means the period in which the forest gets mature, the actual age of cutting it down. So, this is around 200 years. So, if you have planted a tree, then if you are going to cut it after 200 years, so what is the use of that tree for you? So, they cut down these trees in 5 to 10 years and the wood is sold, but that wood is of low quality. Anyway, you cannot get, and the Deodar and maple wood, which is 200, 300 years old, that is they have attained maturity. So, just think of the price. Okay, even 1 kg of that wood will cost you thousands, lakhs of rupees, 1 kg. Similar kind of, if there is tropical area, then in tropical area you will find the evergreen forest in tropical area is basically sandalwood, mahogany. They are again very, very precious because of the features. Okay, they are used in making some guitars, and so these kind of equipments, exquisite equipments they are used in making, and very high value furnitures. So, evergreen forest is a luxury forest. It is not found everywhere. Rarely it is found because of the peculiar condition. It requires 250 centimeter annual rainfall. It is found in northeast or in northeast India. It is found in western Ghats, but temperate forest is not there. In northeast, evergreen forest will be tropical. Okay, so you cannot find these trees there. Okay. Anyway, so these are temperate evergreen forests. Now coming to tropical forest. Now see how this forest look like. Okay. Again I will show you the picture of how temperate forest looks like. If you remember, this is this is how temperate forest looks like. And one more picture finally. So this is how temperate forest will look like, which you have seen in movies. A lot of movies are shot here in these type of forests. But the tropical forest is extremely dense and extremely difficult to go there. It will not like a landscaping. So temperate forest looks like there is a landscaping has been done. It is extremely beautiful area. This area is also extremely beautiful, but the problem here is you cannot go and enter into these are highly dense forest, full of very dangerous kind of species, flora and fauna. Okay. So now this is tropical forest, which is extremely dense. Clear? Now where is the location of these tropical forests? Now see there, this area, there are in the tropical region these forests are found. All in the tropical region. Okay. So one more area is there. So either it has to be tropical, or you can find tropical forest also on the coastlines, because due to the sea their temperature is high and they get moisture. So in some of the coastal regions also, so you can see here coastal region you can find tropical forest, coastal region, there are temperate tropical forests. Otherwise tropical forests are found in this packet. So here you can see this Amazon, then you can see here it is also present here. Then there is presence of, in the entire Southeast Asia, there is presence of these tropical forests. There is in Western Ghats, in Northeast there is presence of these forests. In Africa there is forest. So here this type of, these are called as tropical rainforest. Okay. Now in that rainforest tropical area, there can be two types of species. One will be deciduous, one will be evergreen. So we are looking at evergreen forest. Okay, this is a evergreen, tropical evergreen forest. As I told you, again this will be luxurious forest. So there can be sandalwood. And remember, this Mysore sandalwood is world famous because of the wood quality it is having. Because sandalwood is present in Northeast also. Sandalwood is present in all those areas where there can be moisture, rainfall which is greater than 250 centimeter annual rainfall. So you got it. So anyway, so this is Mysore sandalwood, which is a tropical evergreen forest, world famous. This is present in Western Ghats. Western Ghats. Okay, if you see this area, Mysore sandalwood is in this region. Here, Mysore sandalwood. Mysore means it will be found in Karnataka region. Mysore sandalwood. Then if you see that this is called as tropical moist deciduous forest. Moist deciduous. And why it is moist deciduous? Because there is rainfall which is around greater than 150 to 170 centimeter of rainfall. Okay, greater than 150 centimeter rainfall, but less than 200 centimeter. It is not going to cross other. If it is crossing 200 centimeter, then there is no need of being deciduous because you are having ample rainfall. So this rainfall is neither too low, neither too much, neither enough to become a evergreen, but not too low to become dry deciduous. So that is why the forests here are deciduous, but there is moist deciduous forest. So if you see the examples of sal tree, now sal is found in both dry deciduous and moist deciduous. It is considered in both, and otherwise the moist deciduous forest looks like this. Okay, and then these are the tropical dry deciduous forest. So again, in dry deciduous you can find good quality furniture. For example, if you see this, these are teak plantation and sal plantation. So these are basically teak, and there are sal trees. So again you can find here good quality of furniture into this. So this is tropical dry deciduous. What will happen in harsh summer? They will again shed down their leaves, and the rainfall here is low. So let us conclude this with one simple map. And what is this? This is a representation of different biomes of the world in one simple diagram. Okay, so let me explain you this diagram. You can make this diagram in in your exams to represent everything, represent all the biomes of the world, biomes and ecosystems of the world. So what is this diagram? Let's zoom it first. So watch this very carefully because I have a class now. So if we make this axis, so this is basically axis, this is y axis, and this side is x axis, like this. This is x axis coordinate. So on x axis, as we go towards right, then you can see it is decreasing moisture. That means as we go on from left to right, the moisture is decreasing. That means the rainfall is decreasing. On this side there is extremely zero rainfall. On this side there is 200-300 centimeter rainfall. So this side is wet, that is because of the rainfall, and this side is dry because of scanty rainfall. As we go up, in this side temperature is decreasing. Temperature decreases either because of altitude is increasing, or latitude is increasing. Because of both the things, temperature will reduce. So as we go on top, what we'll find? We are going to find the Arctic, completely Arctic, because temperature is completely 0. As we come down, we will find tropical region, temperature is maximum. Clear? So now just analyze this situation. If we are here, then what we are going to find? The temperature is maximum, that is temperature maximum with 2 arrows, and moisture is also maximum. So what kind of forest we are going to find? We are going to find here forest, because temperature is maximum and rainfall is also maximum. So there will be forest, and it will be a tropical rainforest. If we go to extreme end, then temperature is maximum, because it is at this level, temperature is maximum, and since it is on dry side, there will be no rainfall. So desert will be formed. Temperature maximum, that means hot desert is formed. Hot desert is formed. Temperature maximum, and then dryness also maximum. Then in between that you will find grassland, savanna. Temperature is maximum, and then there will rainfall around 100 centimeter. So when temperature starts cooling, what will happen? If the temperature is decreasing, then what you are going to find here? Decreasing temperature and rainfall, it will create temperate forest. And if the temperature is decreasing again and there is no rainfall, then it is a desert again. It will try to become a cold desert. And between that, there is temperate grassland. That is around 70-80 centimeter of rainfall, frontal rainfall, and then there is temperature is very low. As we go up, now temperature is almost 0 because subarctic region. So what you are going to find here? It is a Taiga region. Taiga is written here. And above that, again we are going to find here, that is complete barren area, because temperature is extremely low and there will be no moisture, because everything will be snow covered. So this is tundra. So this is a graphical representation of all the biomes of the world. Clear? And by this you have to make, you don't need to make the trees here, but rather you have to write the names in a triangle format. You can practice this diagram. So let me draw it for you finally, that how you are going to make this diagram for exams. Okay. In exams, how we are going to draw this diagram? So we will make like this. You can draw in your copy with me. So we will make this kind of axis first. So this is x axis. No need to write here axis. I am writing because I want to tell you that this is x axis. So no need to write here. Simply what you are going to write here, make this line and write here decreasing rainfall. Decreasing rainfall, which means that as we go rightwards, rainfall will decrease. And then again make this line decreasing temperature. As we go up, temperature decreases, decreasing temperature. Then here simply make that triangle. So it starts from here, make this triangle like this. Clear? In this triangle, the first region is what? The first region is the tropical forest. Make this line here. This area maximum rainfall. So this is tropical forest. Tropical rainforest. Again this side there is hot desert, because rainfall is not there. And then in between that there will be grassland. Grassland, you can write here tropical grassland, which is basically savanna. Now as we go up, temperature decreases. So as we come here, temperature starts decreasing. So here we are going to find temperate rainforest, temperate forest. Then cold desert, and here you can find the temperate grassland, temperate grassland. Clear? As we go up, we will find Taiga in this region, and which is coniferous forest essentially, and above that it is tundra. Very simple. Clear? So you can make this diagram in your exam to represent the biomes of the world, and which will give you some extra marks can be achieved. Or anyway, So if you have any doubt related to this, you can simply ask. This was a very important segment, and that is why we have covered it in a separate class. So today we finished the fundamental segment of environment. In next class, we will start with biodiversity. After completing biodiversity in 2-3 days, we will start with pollution, and then we will start with some other topics, which is basically climate change.